Before starting to learn about the 5 wrong dark sides of this spiritual journey, I want you to take a deep breath to relax your mind and go deeper into this issue. Take a deep breath. Navigating your spiritual journey is a profound endeavor, one filled with both enlightenment and challenge, and it's easy to get sidetracked or stuck in a rut. Every mistake can become a lesson, but some mistakes are so common that they become a stumbling block on the path of spiritual growth. In exploring these common mistakes, remember that awareness is our greatest ally. Identifying these mistakes is not about self-blame or regret, but rather about finding a compass to guide you toward a more authentic and fulfilling spiritual experience. Let's dive into the insights that can help you avoid these pitfalls and move forward on your journey with more confidence. The first mistake is thinking that spirituality is a destination. The idea that spirituality is an end goal can slow down your growth. This is similar to thinking that a piece of music is only good in the last notes. The important thing is not the ending point that creates the beauty of the music, but the melody that brought you there. A lot of people assume that when they reach a particular milestone in their spiritual journey, life will suddenly become a series of easy and happy moments. However, spirituality does not function as an achievement award that awards you a lifetime of happiness and ease. Instead, it's akin to developing a musically sensitive hand that helps you engage with the complexities of life more harmoniously. It's not about staying away from life's difficult times, it's about how you gracefully face them. Spirituality does not remove challenges and barriers, but rather equips you with a new perspective and tools to face them. You become like an experienced musician, able to turn an unpleasant note into a meaningful part of the symphony of life. The power to choose is the key to spiritual development. It is about taking charge of creating your own story. With every moment, every thought, and every action you have the right to choose to create your life. That is free will. Therefore, spirituality is not a destination but a continuous journey. The second mistake in the spiritual journey is doing good deeds for personal purposes. The act of doing good can lead to misunderstandings, especially when the underlying motive is not sincere kindness but a desire to value oneself. Imagine an artist creating a beautiful work of art, not for the art or the joy it brings to others, but just for the applause under the stage. The work can still be beautiful, but creating it comes from a place of self-esteem rather than true expression, which is similar to when you do good deeds with personal meaning. If your kindness is met with a less positive reaction or even rejection, you may feel sad or angry, and that happens because the action does not actually benefit the other person but just for your personal goals. This is not to say that doing good is problematic. On the contrary, good actions can uplift communities and create a positive ripple effect. However, the motives behind these actions are very important. Mother Teresa once said, "It's not how much you give, but how much love you put into it, whether you help someone to elevate them or to elevate yourself." Do you contribute to the community because it changes the lives of others or because it earns you benefits from doing so? True spirituality comes from love and empathy, not from personal gain. To do truly good, you must let go of attachment to results. Third mistake, looking for answers from outside. The search for wisdom and enlightenment often becomes an external search that leads us from one teacher to another, from one sign to another. It seems like we are on a treasure hunt. You believe that is where all the answers will be found, but what if the treasure is actually already inside of us and waiting for you to open it? We often become dependent on external sources of guidance. Although there is value in seeking wisdom from knowledgeable teachers or observing signs from the universe, it is important not to rely too much on them, such as learning to cook by always following other people's recipes without daring to create a dish in your own way. If you don't trust your own taste buds, you will never discover your own taste. When we are constantly looking for signs from outside, we are ignoring our intuition. We get stuck deciphering signs from the universe and forget about our internal compass, and it's often this compass that has the clearest guidance. The poet Rumi once said, "The quieter you are, the clearer you will hear." It is the quieting of the mind that allows us to hear the inner voice more clearly. By closing your eyes and focusing on your breathing, you allow the fog in your mind to clear to reveal a path that is consistent with your true self. Although it is beneficial to gain knowledge and perspectives from there are many different sources, but don't forget that your most reliable source of guidance is yourself. As you grow spiritually, you will find your inner wisdom deepening, so consult the guides and signs, but when it comes time to make important decisions, remember to turn to yourself. True spiritual power comes when you realize that you are your truest guide. Fourth mistake, thinking that you are wiser than others. The spiritual journey can lead to an involuntary feeling of superiority over those considered unawakened. This is a dangerous turn that can destroy the essence of spirituality. Imagine a person climbing a mountain and looking down from that high position on those still in the valley as inferiors. The irony here is that mountain climbing itself should have created a sense of unity and humility, but has now become a source of division and arrogance. Spirituality is not a medal to show off like you just finished a run. Spiritual understanding makes you a better person. It is important to realize that each person's life journey is unique, shaped by each person's personal experiences, lessons, and progress. You may find that people who don't meditate or don't talk about spirituality, even the kindest and most genuine people you meet, may not write about gratitude as a spiritual principle, but they express it in their actions. The truth is that spirituality is not just about knowledge, but also about how you live your life. If spiritual awakening does not make you empathetic, understanding, and humble, then the purpose has been defeated. Ultimately, those who truly understand spirituality are not those who talk about peace, but those who illustrate it as spiritual food. Love and compassion are essential. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Judging others based on their spiritual practices or their lack of self-confidence is not only unfair but also counterproductive in facilitating common development and mutual understanding. The final mistake, the trap of complexity, is when spiritual practices push us away from everyday life. When it comes to spiritual awakening, there's a misleading view that complexity equals depth. This idea leads us to think that the more complex our mantras or meditation techniques, the more we aim for the highest spiritual awakening. We can spend hours creating elaborate rituals or a collection of sacred texts and claim to be deepening our connection to the spiritual world. The irony is that we may be doing the opposite. The more we focus on complexity, the more we may stray away from the essence of spiritual practice, which often lies in life's simplest moments. Our journey into spiritual complexity can take up time and energy that could be spent on more important aspects of life. In aiming for the spiritual skies, we forget to maintain our feet on the ground. The balance is lost, and so much is invested in invisible activities that we become dysfunctional in the material world. It is important that we seek a balanced approach in which spiritual practices enhance without disrupting daily life. A balanced life is about spiritual exploration and meeting daily responsibilities, both of which are necessary for a fulfilling life.